My life literally starts falling apart the moment I decide to start taking care of my body. Like eating healthy, getting 8 hours of sleep, eating full meals, honestly, such a scam. Because let me tell you, when I was eating, I don't know, 1.5 meals a day, running on 5 hours of sleep, no energy drinks, by the way, I was just doing this. I don't know, like working out 5 days in a row, 2 hours a day, just really go, 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 go. Things are fine. You know, I would go to sleep not really even washing like I wouldn't do a freaking 10-step skincare routine. I would just wash off my makeup with one cleanser. I don't even know if my makeup was fully washed off. Get my 5 hours of sleep, put like one moisturizer on, wake up with perfectly dewy, perfect skin. The moment I decide to start eating better, get proper sleep, do a 2, 3, 4-step skincare routine, oh, now all of a sudden I have multiple breakouts that take a while to clear up. Like, what? Make it make sense. You know what inspired this video? The fact that I got a cold that lasted 5 days. I would never get a cold before. Never. Maybe get like a random like day of extra sneezing, allergy-like symptoms. That's it. Stomach bugs, never. Unless I was traveling, and even then for a day, and I would be doing my like regular things, and then just, you know, things would just get better, and then I would go back to life. But then this time I got a stomach bug randomly in, you know, Canada, again, out for 4 days. It's ridiculous. It is so frustrating. And it just feels like, why am I even doing all this, right? Like, why am I trying to heal? Why am I trying to get better when clearly my body hates me? Clearly, when I was out here raw dogging life, not taking supplements, not taking proper care of my nutrition, that's when things were going good. Things were going great. So why even try to fix yourself when clearly it's just gonna blow up in your face, right? I didn't realize how much stress my body was holding onto, and until my body forced me to stop. It was only when I gave myself the chance to rest that it all caught up. And I felt like a failure because I talked to myself so harshly that everything feels like a failure. You know, the thing that's interesting with cortisol is that your body keeps you functional. So when you are in these high periods of stress, it can temporarily boost your immune system because all the hormones are rushing through you, adrenaline, cortisol, everything. So temporarily, you are kind of in this peak state. These high levels of stress can make it seem like you have it all under control. Your body thinks it has it all under control because it has no time to fight off a virus or whatever while a bear is chasing you or something, right? So these periods can really make you feel invincible sometimes, but does it feel great? No. And is it good long term? Of course not, because it's not sustainable for your body to be operating that way, right? Really assumed that rest would feel good, that rest would feel like something natural. I mean, everyone was telling me, just take some rest, just take some time. This started actually when I got injured 3 months ago, and I had to take around a month off for work. And during this month, I felt like a failure because I just couldn't rest. Everyone's like, just stay home and rest. And no matter what I did, I could not rest. Healing didn't feel like healing. It felt like spiraling. It felt like losing control. It felt like unraveling. It just felt so chaotic all the time. And it still feels chaotic. So I have these issues with control and not trusting the flow of things. And the issues with control come with wanting things to be perfect all the time, wanting things. For me, I'm like, if I follow all the right things of healing, because I'm like, okay, I have to stay at home and heal, I will make healing. I will be the best person at healing there ever is. The best. You know, I will make healing my bitch. So I went to a naturopath, I went to a Chinese medicine doctor, I went to an acupuncturist, I went to a chiropractor, I went to a nutritionist, I went to go see my family doctor, I went and got different types of massage therapy that I've never gotten before. I did everything. And, you know, even with the nutrition, I completely overhauled it. I got all the whole foods, I cut out seed oils, I gluten-free, dairy-free, everything, you know. Well, gluten-free and dairy-free only lasted like 2 weeks because I love sourdough and I love dairy. That's just my side note. This drive, I have the stamina. You know, if I want to do something, I'll do it. I'll make it happen, especially if it's something as related to health. And there's so much discourse around this. It's like, you know, self-care, healing, taking care of your own health. It becomes this thing where it's like no matter what you do, it's never enough. It's like, oh, you go to Pilates, do you drink green juice? Oh, you drink green juice? Do you also do cold plunges? Oh, you do cold plunges? Do you do those LED masks? It's like a never-ending thing, right? You know, these traits of perfectionism and control really amped up because I'm like, I'm not well and I want to go back to my normal life. I don't want to be sitting at home and be doing nothing. My deepest fear was to become lazy and sit at home and do nothing, because I went from waking up at 6 a.m., having cold showers, going to the gym 2 hours before work, then going to work, you know, pumping out a long day, and then, you know, coming home and then, you know, researching or doing some more work and then packing that all up and making sure that I really hit like 10,000-15,000 steps a day, like doing it all, and it still not be enough. During this time, the person that I was seeing, it made it really easy. Like it was kind of like an echo chamber. I would do these things, and this person that I was with, it's very similar. Like ate a vegan diet, no seed oils, checked the packaging of everything all the time, cold plunges, would go running, make sure everything was done a certain way. And I was like, this is great. Like this mirrors my journey exactly. And this is like such a good person to be around, such a good influence. But in all this, if you're checking off all the lists, you're doing the right things, you're doing the best thing every single time, when do you get the chance to actually live and enjoy life? Because, you know, we're not going out to eat at nice places really, because there are no restaurants that accommodate like an anti-inflammatory diet, which sucks. Like there should be more options, yes, but also stopped wearing perfumes for a bit because I was like, oh well, you know, it's toxic. And I love wearing perfumes, and yes, it is toxic, yes, there are carcinogens in it, but like so does everything. Everything has microplastics, everything has carcinogens. Like what are you gonna do, you know, in a culture that's obsessed with wellness and perfectionism? It feels overwhelming. And when you get sick and when you have to heal and when you have to take a step back, oh, what you do, it really isn't enough, right? And it really, like, it stings. I thought healing meant going back to normal as quick as possible. And the more I tried to force my normal routines, the more I tried to force my, like, getting back to normal, getting back into the groove of things, you know, it was actually coming to face with, and I was unraveling years of control issues around perfectionism and around a refusal to let things be messy, a refusal to accept that life could be messy, a refusal to accept the chaos, right? Because I liked when things were in boxes. I like when things are easy to control, because unpredictability, vulnerability, it's all really messy and it's scary. These things are not fun things to come into contact with, you know? Or just kind of like, I've been on this journey of really connecting with my femininity and wanting to not just do the performance of femininity, but be connected to the essence of femininity. And the essence of femininity is about being in flow, accepting, you know, letting go, accepting, being actively passive. Femininity is deeply tied to nature. As beautiful nature is unpredictable, chaotic, scary. it's like the force of the water, right? Like even though it's in flow, even though it's gentle, the water going at the same force and flow over years and years dulls the rocks, makes the pebbles smooth, right? And no one questions that nature is scary and powerful and chaotic. Same thing with the feminine essence. It can be very scary, it can be very chaotic. Vulnerability is scary and chaotic. Healing is tied in with this. Healing is scary and chaotic. There are many unknowns. For me, it was really difficult because I expected healing to be a linear journey. It feels so wrong, you know? Because for me, this is how I expected it in my head. You start healing, you start eating the right things, and then voila, you know, this clear skin that I always have, me never getting sick, this trend is continued. Not in the opposite way of, oh, now all of a sudden I'm getting sick, I'm getting stomach bugs, I'm out of commission for weeks at a time. Over what? Over things that I never had to deal with before? It's not fair. It doesn't feel fair. And it's like I'm doing so many things for my body. Why is it attacking me? So the reason why it took me so long being in flow, being with the feminine, is because I truly misunderstood what it meant to surrender, what it meant to be soft, what it meant to be a passive or a recipient. You know, I thought that it meant that I'm just passive and I let everything happen to me, good or bad, and I accept the bad. I thought it meant accepting pain. You know, I don't want bad things to happen to me. I want good things to happen to me. Why should I be passive and just let life happen to me? I want to take control and make the best things happen to me at all times. So I forced everything. I tried to fix my way out of discomfort. I tried to control the process, and I tried to make healing something that I could strategize and something I could optimize and something that I could max. Healing is not a straight road. Healing is like being caught in a current. You can't fight when you're in a current. Don't try to fight the current, because that's how people die, right? That's how you exhaust yourself and you die. You have to kind of learn to move with it, and then when you reach a spot that's safe to like get out, that's what you do. Same thing with when things become very chaotic and unpredictable. There is only so much force you can exert over so many things that are. It's really about learning to roll with the punches sometimes, and that doesn't mean accepting the bad things. It just means preserving your energy and siphoning it to something that is more worth it and is a better use of energy, essentially, because it's wasted energy if you concentrate all of it on one thing just to get control over it. You putting all your energy into something, thinking you can control it, thinking you can change the outcome, is wasted energy, is wasted potential. You could use that energy towards having compassion for yourself, having compassion for others, rather than putting it all towards something and then getting frustrated when it doesn't work out, because it was never meant to work out. You're supposed to surrender sometimes, and that's okay. The feminine isn't weak. It isn't passive, and it's not about enduring the suffering and, you know, just being like, terrible things are happening to me, terrible things will continue to happen to me, and I'm okay with that. It's not about that, but it's about being in flow, being adaptable, and trusting that yes, you're doing everything right, you're doing the best that you can, you've exerted all your energy towards this already. The universe is there for you, it's supporting you, your intentions are good, you're a good person, so why wouldn't things work out for you, right? It's about really trusting that divine energy, but knowing that that divine energy is in you, and knowing that things are always working out for you. They're always working out for you, even when things feel chaotic and unpredictable and scary because you're doing something new for the first time. Things are still working out for you in the crazy chaos of it all. And I'm saying this because this is something I need to say to myself very often, because this is not my default way of thinking. This is something I need to actively remind myself and trust in the grand scheme of things, because sometimes that's all we've got, and that's okay. The hardest part is the inner critic, is the self-blame, feeling like I'm not enough, feeling that no matter what I do is not enough, hating my body even though it's trying its best to support me, wishing I was normal, wishing that I could just be healthy. Because yes, I'm talking about my cold and all these other things, but I also have an autoimmune condition. So at times it can feel really stressful when little things like little glitches happen, because it gets me to a point where the idea that my body's a failure and that my body's working against me and that I have to fight against my body and fight against what's natural and my intuition and all that in order to live a happy, healthy life, or that my body's out to get me. And it's not a good feeling to be thinking this way. It's not, because, and then I feel guilty because I'm like, I wish I could just love my body. It's like, yes, there's all this talk about self-love and self-acceptance, and it's not even about self-love because it's about self-acceptance, right? Like, the truth is, I really blame myself. You know, it's easier for me to be mad or upset at myself for not handling things right, rather than just admit how much I've been struggling these past few years, living at such high stakes, you know, and always wanting things to be right, and how stressful it's been to live life in a really tight container, especially around health. You think that having these tight control over everything that's supposed to go well feels good. You must feel like it's great, but it feels really unsteady. It felt really unsteady for me. It felt like anything that I do at any given time, it can go wrong and blow up in my face. You can control your way to objective things like maybe a blood work, but you can't control your way through grief, frustration, fear. The only way through is like really just like sitting with it and feeling it, and that's not something that I like. Getting deep with my vulnerability and my emotions is not something that I willingly did. It is something that was forced onto me by the universe. It was something that I had to face. I had to really come to terms with that. Oh, this is not something that, it's not sustainable for me to try and control for every factor in my life. But, you know, I want to live and experience life. Life is not meant to be lived in this perfectly sterile container, or at least from what I'm experiencing. Life is messy. Life is chaotic. Nature is messy and chaotic. It can be calm, it can be great, it can be serene, but it's always flowing. It ebbs and flows, and it's the beauty of life that no day is the same. Health and wellness and life is not linear, and that's okay. And again, I'm saying this out loud so I can just like imprint it to myself. With all these unpredictable things that were happening, I thought that my life was falling apart. But for a long time, I thought having a tight grip on things and having control meant success. You know, that chaos and things being messy and things not following a linear trajectory meant that it was failure, meant that I had done something wrong, was a new way for me to blame myself. But some of the most powerful transformations happen in the mess. Like divine feminine deities that we see, for example, like I think of Kali, I think of Persephone, I think of like Demeter, you know, feminine archetypes. They go through chaos and they come through emergent. It is something that isn't optional, but in the best way. It's a necessity. Chaos is healing. It happens when an old form or an old pattern or an old habit completely gets annihilated. Something new is in the process of being born. Healing isn't necessarily about going back to who you were before, and that's something that I really wanted. Like, I want to go back to my new, like my old normal and my old habits and my old patterns. This chaos and this disruption and this mess is about you growing into something new, a new power that you were always meant to embody. And that's beautiful. You know, I'm still in this chaotic healing era myself. I haven't left it. I'm not speaking from, oh, you know, it was chaotic for me 2 months ago and here I am and I've become emergent and everything is great. No, things are still hard. I mean, today was a better day, but maybe tomorrow is gonna be a bit harder or a lot harder. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be a lot better. Or maybe I'm gonna dive deeper into even more chaos. I don't know. But all I know is that it doesn't mean that I'm failing at this healing thing. It doesn't mean that if you're in it that you're failing. It just means that you're learning and you're adapting to a new version of yourself. And, you know, that doesn't mean that you take this time to be even harder on yourself, right? Because that's not going with the flow of it. That's not helping you. That's not supporting healing. You being hard on yourself and you being frustrated with the process it's not. I mean, I've seen people do every single thing wrong, you know, make all the wrong choices and still be determined in terms of healing, like not wrong choices intentionally, but like in the healing process, do things that aren't necessarily the best choices or the most aligned or whatever it is, but they were nourishing themselves and they were nourishing their souls and they believed in themselves and they rolled with the punches. Okay, maybe I made this decision in the past, but I'm gonna do this in the future. And they became emergent, and it's something that shaped their story, shaped their journey, and it led to the best outcome. And I stay away from using the perfect word, because there is no such thing as perfect. It is only whatever is best aligned with you, right? So if you guys stayed this long to listen to me yap, thank you so much. I think this is the perfect time to introduce my series. I actually started this YouTube channel to talk about my chaotic healing journey and the aspects associated with that. You know, I speed ran therapy at one point, still kind of speed running therapy. I go, you know, 4 times a week for the past 6 months. The learnings associated with that felt like an exorcism. I got injured 3 months ago. I had some burns that I'm healing from. In the middle of moving to a new place, you know, again, craziness. My relationship front, I'm exploring new relationship dynamics and things that might work for me. I have an autoimmune condition that I've kind of put on the side for a while. I mean, take my medications and stuff, but it's just something that a part of me that I wanted to ignore for the longest time. And it's something that I'm really trying to address and have it be a part of me, connecting with my body. Just got back going to the gym after 3 months of not going to the gym related to my burn and the move. And yeah, the chaos of femininity. I mean, embracing my feminine journey has been chaotic as well, but there's so many aspects to this. But yeah, I'll be creating a series talking about the chaos of it all, my chaotic healing era, and the beauty, or finding the beauty in chaos, or just learning to sit with the chaos and going wherever the current takes you, right? So yeah, if you guys are interested, let me know what else you want to hear. More than happy to just yap, as you know. Anyways.